Howdy. I am going to be testing the CrowdNode Trustless functionality today. I've actually run through this a little bit already and ran into some problems, but I believe I've worked out most of the bugs now. So I'm going to give it another shot here and see if I can get it to go smoothly. So I guess I'll just read this nutshell from this little art walkthrough or article or whatever. So CrowdNode offers its members to pool their Dash into master nodes where the collateral sits on a multi-sig Dash address with pre-signed transactions for taking down the master node and repaying all participants. Dash stake this way has no counterparty risk whatsoever. So since 2018, CrowdNode has offered a Dash masternode pool service where CrowdNode aggregates deposits into 1,000 Dash collaterals and operates masternodes, generating rewards for members and offering governance participation. The downside has been that this requires that members transfer their Dash to CrowdNode, which inherently requires trust. CrowdNode's Trustless masternode implementation allows members to upgrade their balance to a trustless masternode, which eliminates all counterparty risk while still offering the same benefits of frequent rewards and governance participation. A win-win for all at the cost of a little extra work setting up trustless masternode. So, how to go trustless? You cannot transfer Dash directly to a trustless masternode, so you will have to trust CrowdNode. This should probably say initially, but I guess it does kind of say that. But only during the setup process. Once the masternode is running, no trust is needed. So unless you already have one, you will need to first set up a CrowdNode account. Remember to store the private key for your associated Dash address carefully and securely should be added there. And deposit sufficient Dash to participate in a trustless masternode. So this is saying at time of writing that means 200 Dash, but I believe you're able to do as low as 100 Dash right now. At least on Testnet. That I can't speak to mainnet, but I don't think this is actually available on mainnet yet, but maybe.
When you want to pledge
I might watch it again here to recap, but I'm gonna watch it at a faster speed. The gist is it walks you through the user interface and then walks you through using the Dash wallet. So I'll go ahead and blow this up and play.
an amount to the trustless masternode pool, then you select the amount and direction of the pledge. Then you need to show that you can sign a message using Dash Core. You need a Dash Core running on your computer, but it doesn't need to be fully synced. Next up, you need to sign a message using Dash Core.
So to interject here, if you have not funded a CrowdNode account, then you do need a Dash Core wallet that is fully synced. Primarily because, well, maybe not fully synced, but mostly synced, or synced to the point wherever your funds were added. So you at least need that. But if you have no money, actually, let me go ahead and start this. So to work on Testnet, at least on Linux, you start the Dash Core, which I'm using the Dash QT version of it, with the Testnet flag. So this should open it up for me. It's loading up here. All right, this is the first wallet I used. It's got some Dash in it still. But this is why I'm saying you need it to be synced. So right now it's more or less synchronized. I've already waited, but I requested funds from one of the faucets, which they mentioned somewhere. I forget where exactly. So I requested funds and they never showed up. And then I requested more funds and they never showed up. And then I had to ping inside the Discord chat, and someone in the chat was able to send me some testnet, and that's what I have here. And I've used some of it to already go through this process and verify it's working. But even that was a little complicated, and there was a bit of a learning curve there. So for someone who hasn't used the Dash Core, I don't know if this is Dash Core Wallet or just Dash Core. I've been thinking of it as Wallet, but it might just be Dash Core. So as someone not familiar with it, there are some steps you need to know about while getting set up before funding your CrowdNode account. And this video skips that funding step of the actual Dashnode account. So I'll continue here real quick and then go, I guess, continue on my tangent, maybe. Let's see.
First, you go to the Windows menu and then hit Console. Then you type get new address. Hit enter. Now type get address info and the address. In the response, you find the pub key, which you'll need to enter into the CrowdNode site. This is the address that you will sign your transaction with. The system has to validate the address. This might take a few minutes. Next, you'll need to sign the message. Click to sign, copy the message, and then you need to paste it into the console. Then you paste the result into the text box and hit request verification. Now you have pledged your amount. Please wait a minute or so for the system to validate, and then you're listed. You'll then be notified when you have to sign further on in the process.
Okay, so with that video over, some of the stuff that... Oh, let's mute this so I can jump around. So this signing process of the key, I actually found it easier to use this option in the menu. If you click that, it pops up this dialog and you can paste the key and the message in here and it signs it, and it was able to verify. So I found this easier because maybe I shouldn't have, but I encrypted the testnet wallets. And so with those encrypted, when you go into the console here, it asks you for the encryption key. And so I would have had to enter it there. But with the sign message under file, it just pops up a dialog, and especially when recording your screen, you can drag it off screen. So at least for this portion of it, it was relatively easy to do that. So let's see. So I had started setting up a profile. I already signed up for this on a dummy email. So you've got to accept the terms of service. You've got to follow through on most of these profile setup steps, all to get to tier 2. And once you've done that, you can actually fund your wallet. So tier 2 fund page is available. So I'm just going to go ahead and save the United States country. It shows the bogus email. Let's see. Now, I say bogus, but it needs to be a real email address, as you will need to verify your account. Actually, I've got some notes here. Let me drag these over. So you have to have an email password, then you have to set up two-factor TOTP, and you have to verify your email to even get into the account. So once you've done all that, you get to this page. On this page, so I'll go ahead and accept the terms. That gives us a little more to see here. So now with the terms accepted, Insights and Home are the same page from what I can tell. Trustless, you can get here, but you can't access any of the funds until you continue this process. So if you fill in some personal information, see if this will work out. All right, so entered some information and let's save. All right, that worked. I'm gonna skip this. If you really want to do it on Testnet, you do you. So let's skip that. All right, this gets us to the stage where we add our address. And it's not shown in the video I was watching here on this page, but you have to add a dash address. So I've already used this wallet. I could probably generate a new address and use it, but I went ahead and created a new wallet here. So we've got CrowdNode Test. This has not been used with CrowdNode yet. So let's go to receive here. Actually, this is what I want. I want this address. So let's, I believe, paste it there. Okay. T address, save. So backend will do some validation. You can add a secondary address. Should always originate from a different wallet than primary address, e.g. paper wallet. I didn't do this last time. I guess I now do have two wallets, so I could, I suppose. I guess I have three wallets set up here. Let's see. So in testnet B, let's go ahead and copy address. Give us a different wallet address. Yep, it's different. So we've got two different wallet addresses, and then the API address. I did this the last time, but it's, as far as I can tell, it's not needed, so I'm going to skip it this time. It's a little more tricky. I ended up having to search in the knowledge base here, and I searched for, I guess I can show this real quick. So I searched for sign up or API, and the sign up for API page walks you through getting signed up. And essentially it's sending this amount of duffs to the hot wallet, and at the bottom of the page it tells you the hot wallet, which is this. I believe this wallet also matches what is shown here once you're validated. So let's see if we're up to date yet. Might take a few minutes here because it's still not quite there yet. Once this updates, it should show the funding page. So that's what I'm waiting for here. Alrighty, so it is updated now. Tier 2 is complete, profile completed. And now we have a funds page here. So on this funds page, if you click this checkbox and then click that checkbox, it shows you this. I'm pretty sure this is the same address as here. Yep. So searching for that other one. In any case, that's the hot wallet apparently. And there's a different one for tests versus mainnet, as you can probably see right there. So to set up the API stuff, you would send requests to that address, and you might even be able to fully sign up from the API. I haven't tested that yet, directly interacting with it at least. So we've got the transfer funds address. I'm actually going to refresh again because there is this guide here. And in the guide, one of the, well, I skimmed this. I thought I caught everything that was relevant to this process, but there was definitely a skim. So this is actually a very important step. You need to make sure all the funds are in the wallet that we added. Let's see. So the wallet addresses that were added here. That's not right. Not there. Let's try show profile. Huh. Ah, here we go. Okay. So this wallet address. You have to send from this address, and it wasn't immediately obvious to me. And the reason is, let's change this. So I've already enabled coin control features. I'm going to disable that real quick. So with those disabled, you are missing a button here. And essentially when you send, it'll send or look like it's coming from different addresses, which usually privacy-wise is great. But for this instance, you don't want the privacy exactly. You want them to be able to verify it's coming from you. In which case, you want to go into, let's walk through this. So you go to settings, you click options, you select wallet, and then you check the box or click, there to enable coin control features. You click OK, and this stuff shows up. So you get inputs, and it has automatically selected options. So I'm going to switch back to this wallet here. So CrowdNode Test, not the Test V1. And let's see here. This is the one with the receive wallet of XO, which is what is matched here. So if I were to just send from this like this, I'd run into problems. Well, actually, I might be fine, at least with the initial test. But let's go back and show why this could go wrong. So you have to check this box and then check the pop-up box, and then you get to see this information. With this information, it recommends your first deposit start with 0.1 dash to make sure it's working. So originally I had done this. I came in here. I didn't select anything here. I just dropped in that address. And then I believe I said CrowdNode fund. Gonna do that. Testnet. So did that, and then it says do 0.01. All right. So I sent like this, and that 0.01 came through fine. So let's go ahead and send that. This is the passphrase thing that I like that it shows. So drag that off screen here and get my passphrase put in. All right, it shows this confirmation or confirm send coins. So it just relays that I'm trying to send 0.01 dash, tells you the fee, some other information. So I'm going to click send, which now it redirects you to the transactions tab in the main dash core window. So in this tab, it should show you this. Shows you the address we sent from. And you can also copy this transaction ID, which you can open that up and copy it, or you can right click and do copy transaction ID. And with that transaction ID, you can go to the Insight Testnet Networks-.org and you can paste that transaction in here. So right now it's unconfirmed, and Testnet is quite a bit slower than mainnet, and so it can sometimes take several minutes to get a confirmed transaction. But what that's showing is we've sent from this address and we're sending to this address. Now, I believe this is where I went wrong in the first place. For whatever reason, it kind of sends all of your dash and then you get dash returned. And because I didn't specify a custom change address, it's going to return the funds to a new receiving address. I don't know if it will have happened yet. I think probably not, but we can also go into CrowdNode here and see if there's any updates. So let's do a refresh. It has detected the 0.01 dash. So this is where I got, and it all worked like I was expecting. In here, it will show like a kind of withdrawal API call, I think, something like that, after it's been confirmed. Oh, it does say confirmed. So it might take a few minutes. Let's refresh this. Oh, this one still shows unconfirmed. That's interesting. Okay. Let's do a refresh again. All right, still waiting. While we wait, I will go back over here. So when it changes the funds here, what ended up happening for me is, oh wait, it's actually already showing. So this is what happened. It's not at the address I sent from anymore, this one that ends in MTXO. Now all my funds are in this BZHB address. And notice it has the label change. So that's basically like returning my change to the wallet. Kind of like if you buy something at a restaurant and you use a $20 bill and you get change back because it was only $7, you have $13 of change. So that's what this is. But it's at this different wallet, and you can see a little more details if you do that. So it is underneath the main wallet, but it's not in the main wallet anymore. So if I went ahead and tried to send more, which is what I did the previous time, if I went, and so I guess I'm on fund already, but went through this process again. I guess I already have the address. I don't need to find the address again. This doesn't appear to change. So I went through this again. I took that address, but I should have a contact reference to it now. So I took that address. I entered an amount and I went big. I had 1,000 dash. So I took all 1,000 dash and I sent it just like that. But it did not send from MTXO. It sent from VZHB. So one of the things, and this is what I actually started to mention based on this guide. That's so, oh, it was still open. So in this guide, it shows before transferring funds to us, please send your total wallet balance to your CrowdNode address. All your funds are then in one address. So you essentially have to come in here and let me change this. So you need the address you want it to come from, which is the one we provided to CrowdNode. Copy that address. You select this one. Click OK. So now it should send from that one specifically. It's complaining about the funds, so let's delete that. I think we should be fine with use available balance. And I'm going to come in here. Actually, let's clear this to start. I'm going to restart this. So we check this box. We say OK. Actually, let's switch back to list mode. Yeah. So we check that box. We say OK. We go to custom address. I'm going to paste that address in there, which is the address we want. We're also going to pay to that same address. And then I'm just going to do use available balance. So this will send it all to the correct address, and if there's any change, it will also redirect it to the same address. So instead of having this set up where you've got a sub address under this other account, it should consolidate it all under one address. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. To enter the password. All right. Send. So it looks like the testnet one is still unconfirmed and pending. This one will be unconfirmed and pending for a little bit too, I think. But it is sending. So it sent total debit, total credit. And now if we look at send here, we should notice that there is no second address under here. It's all under this main one. So that is how you get all of it in the same wallet, but we don't have enough funds. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to this other wallet where I still have 1,000 Dash. We've got 10 funds in that other wallet. So I believe I should be able to come in here. Let's select that. I'm going to switch back to list mode. So that's selected. I guess I don't really need to select it for this one, but let's pay 2. Oh, I didn't copy it. Let's go back here. So copy address and switch back to the default wallet. We're going to do inputs is selected already. Okay. We're going to say pay 2, that address. I'm going to add a test wallet. I think it's just test. Yeah, I'll just leave it test wallet. And I'm going to send, I don't know, 90. Let's do 90. 90 Dash. And I think we also want to copy this address and paste that there. And so the funds will be returned to the same address and we should be able to send. Right. So 90 Dash. This appears to be a bug in the Dash core. It's saying any funds available. However, we've now specifically told it to use specific funds, not just any funds. So that seems like a bug to me. All right. So this has at least started. Let's go back to our CrowdNode test one. And look at that. While it's still very much pending, well, unconfirmed or 0. So 0 confirmations, aka unconfirmed. But it should be coming in sometime soon. And if we go to this page, we can see we will have 100 once it's confirmed. So I'm going to go in here, check the inputs. Let's go to tree mode. It does look, well, I guess it hasn't confirmed yet. So let's hold off on that. All right. So we are waiting for the transactions to finalize. Still looks unfinalized. The updates here. Not really. All right, it looks like that finally confirmed. So we've got 100 Dash. Let's check the send now. Okay. When it's blank like this, it's acting like they're both that same address. I think if we switch to list mode, they'll both show that address. Yep. Okay. So now we can select both of them, click OK. Actually, before we do that, let's copy the address. Okay, custom, paste that there. So any change will come back into that same address. And we want to use the CrowdNode Fund Testnet. And we're going to send 100 dash. So now it should use both of those. Well, I mean, it's acting like they're all under the same wallet, so they should be, hopefully. Let's go ahead and send. And all right. This is usually pretty fast updating if you got it right and didn't send it wrong like I did the first couple times. So let's refresh. Yeah, so it's already showing that 100 dash is incoming. It's showing us some deposits. So our 0.01 and 100. Okay. So with it funded, it's probably going to take a few minutes to actually pass, just like the last time. But we might be able to start this process. So I click the 100 dash option. I'm going to click the 10 days. And now we get to the pub key step. So to get beyond this step, we need to open up the console. We've got the console here, and I believe they recommended get new address. We copy that address, and we do what? Get address info, and we paste that. Okay. So this gives us the pub key there. We take that and we paste it right there, and we click save. Uh-oh. That might not work right. It used the wrong wallet. Let's try this again. We need get new address. We need get address info. Yeah, that's the wrong pub key. Let's see if we can swap it. Nope. Well, that's a snafu. All right, well, might have to wait if this fails or validates. I'm not sure yet, but I guess, hey, I'm testing something someone might do. All right, so it validated it, but since I wanted to use the correct wallet's pub key, I'm going to try to cancel the pledge and see if that resets it. Okay, so 100 dash, 10 days, provide pub key. All right, good. I believe this was copied, but I will copy it again and then paste it in there. This is for the CrowdNode test wallet. So save. Okay. So this should take a few minutes to validate again. All right, and now it's finally validated. So we've got the correct pub key in there. Is that a different address? I feel like that might be the same address as the last one. Let's see. Receive. What have we got? Let's go to receiving addresses. All right. Well, it does have that BDX one. Okay. So this is where we deal with signing the message. So you click to sign. It shows you this command that you can copy and paste inside the console here. But when you do this, it complains. Well, I mean, it's not complaining. It's just saying you have to enter the wallet passphrase first. And I personally think it's a little bit easier to use this. So you can click sign message, and you take that and paste that into the dash address, and then you just use ready as the message. You click sign, and then you can drag this over, copy your password and put it in there, or type it if that's what you want to do. And that gives us this. We copy. I believe should be good. Yep. So request verification. So now this will do the signature verification. Which again should take a couple minutes. It goes through and gets to this stage. The time I tested before, I ended up having enough dash that I was just able to complete the entire transaction on my own. Or, well, someone had already pledged 800, and so I just pledged the last 200, and that completed. And so it got into this phase pretty quickly. And it went through these phases. And now it's pending, last I checked, on these phases, which, as far as I can tell, you sign in the order you pledged in. So I have to wait for whoever else had pledged first before I finished off the masternode setup. In any case, let's see if there's any updates here. Okay, so signature successfully registered, and it's just waiting on other members. If you go up here, you can see that 100 of 1,000 dash T dash has been pledged. So I could potentially add more dash to my account, but it looks like 900 is the highest option. So regardless, I'll be waiting for someone else to finish off this pledge. So that's about as far as I can get right now without other people pledging. Although I suppose I could create another account, then send in some more dash through that account, and get an entire node just between two accounts I control. So that's a potential option. But I think this is a decent place now anyways, because even with that option, that might be a good option, because then I could walk through the signing and validating. But in the demo video of the August status, I think that's what it was, he walked through most of this process, and it was a decent walkthrough. This is the stage I haven't been able to verify yet, which is what I was just describing. That's all of this stuff essentially. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll wrap this up here and try and do another video to finish it off once we get there. So thanks for watching, and please consider liking, subscribing, following, sharing, all that good stuff. So yeah, and have a good one.